Khloe Kardashian preferred not to inform True that she is not married to her former partner, Tristan. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Khloe Kardashian recently opened up about something very personal on her podcast, Khloe in Wonderland. She spoke about her relationship with her ex-partner Tristan Thompson and how it affects their two kids, True and Tatum. She shared that there were moments when her daughter, True, who is now 7 years old, believed that Tristan was her husband. Khloe remembered that a few years ago, True used to say things like, "your husband," while referring to Tristan. At the time, Khloe didn't really know how to respond because True had never actually seen them being romantic. They had not kissed or shown affection around her, yet True somehow thought of Tristan as Khloe's husband. Khloe admitted that this made her feel confused. She wasn't sure how to tell her young daughter that she and Tristan were not married. So, instead of rushing to correct her, she decided to talk to a therapist. The therapist told her that kids often have their own way of understanding things at that age. The best thing to do was to let True figure it out naturally and only explain things in more detail if she asked again or seemed bothered by it. Surprisingly, True never brought it up again, so Khloe never had to go into details about the fact that she and Tristan are not together as a couple. While talking more about her family life, Khloe mentioned that her kids never questioned why their dad doesn't live with them. She found it interesting that they never asked, even though she thought they might. In fact, True and Tatum seemed to enjoy having two homes in Los Angeles. Khloe said they act excited about the idea, saying things like, "Wow, my daddy has a house and my mommy has a house." They think it's something cool, not confusing or sad. When a listener asked how she manages to co-parent with Tristan, especially after everything they've been through, Khloe responded very honestly. She explained that even though they've had problems in their personal relationship, their ability to raise their kids together has been smooth. There has been no drama when it comes to co-parenting. She said that while there may still be issues in other parts of their relationship, they both understand their roles as parents and keep that part peaceful and respectful. Khloe praised Tristan for being supportive of her parenting choices. She said he usually trusts her decisions and doesn't argue with her about how she raises their children. That has made things easier. Of course, Tristan's job as a basketball player keeps him away for a large part of the year, which can be a challenge. But Khloe tries her best to keep the kids feeling loved and supported even when their dad isn't around. She said she doesn't bring up adult problems with the kids. If she and Tristan are upset with each other or having a disagreement, the kids never see it. She wants them to know that both their parents are always there for them, no matter what's going on behind the scenes. She also mentioned that her kids understand that their dad is gone most of the year because of basketball season but comes back and spends time with them during the summer. Khloe said that she hasn't sat them down to explain that she and Tristan are co-parenting. She believes it's better for them to just grow up with love and support from both parents, without being burdened by complicated adult conversations. Khloe reflected on how her own parents handled things after they divorced. Her mother, Kris Jenner, and late father, Robert Kardashian, split up in 1991, but Khloe remembers that even after the divorce, her father stayed involved. She recalled that her dad would come over once a week for family dinners and even played golf with her step-parent, Caitlyn Jenner. She admitted that her older sisters remember more tension during that time, but Khloe herself doesn't remember it being too bad. She just remembers her dad making an effort to be around and staying close to the family, no matter how difficult it must have been for him emotionally. Thinking about how her dad was such a great example of putting children first, Khloe said she always wanted to follow that path. She knows it wasn't easy for her father to watch his former wife start a new life with someone else, but he still showed up for his kids. That inspired her to approach her own situation the same way. She said she feels proud of the way she has handled co-parenting so far and believes she's done a good job in keeping things healthy for her children. Another listener asked about the difference between her experience giving birth to True and welcoming Tatum through a surrogate. Khloe was very honest in her answer. She said she felt a strong connection with True right away after giving birth to her in 2018. But when Tatum was born through a surrogate in 2022, the bond didn't come instantly. She shared that this has been a difficult topic for her because she faced a lot of judgment for talking about it publicly on her show. But for her, it was just being real. She explained that when she had True, she was going through a very hard time emotionally. At that moment, True brought her light and helped her heal. Khloe said she believes they shared a deep connection because of everything that happened at that time. On the other hand, things were very different when she was preparing for Tatum's birth. During that time, she found out that Tristan was expecting a baby with another woman. She was completely caught off guard by the news and didn't know how to handle it emotionally. Khloe admitted that she wanted to protect the surrogate and stay out of the spotlight, so she didn't attend many doctor visits or get very involved during the pregnancy. At the time, she was constantly being followed by photographers, and she wanted to keep everything as private as possible. But all of that made her feel disconnected from the pregnancy experience. So when Tatum was born, it took her a while to feel that motherly bond. She recalled the moment she held Tatum for the first time. She said she hugged him and felt love, but it wasn't exactly the same as what she had experienced with True. Being honest about this brought her criticism from people who didn't understand, but Khloe stood by her truth. She said all she was doing was sharing her personal journey, and that didn't mean she didn't love her son. Over time, her connection with Tatum grew stronger. Now, she says he is the best thing that's ever happened to her. She said she can't even imagine life without him. He brings her so much joy and reminds her of both her father and her brother every single day. He's funny in a way that only the men in her family used to be, and that has created a special place for him in her heart. Khloe has always been known for her honesty, and this podcast episode gave fans a deeper look into how she truly feels. Her life has had many public ups and downs, especially when it comes to love and family. But what stands out most is her commitment to her children and her determination to give them a peaceful, loving environment. Even when things get hard, she puts their happiness first. Her story shows that even in difficult times, with the right support and attitude, it's possible to create something beautiful for your family. Through her words, it's clear that Khloe wants to raise her kids in a home full of love, honesty, and respect. She wants them to grow up knowing that they are deeply cared for and that their parents are working together to give them the best life possible. Her strength, her honesty, and her willingness to open up are what continue to make people connect with her story. As she continues to share more on her podcast, fans are reminded that behind the fame is a mother doing her best to protect her children and grow from everything life has brought her way. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.